The reason 99% of OCD sufferers never maintain long-term recovery is they are too scared of, if the thing is reality, their brain cannot accept a 0.0001% risk. Mindfulness, leaving thoughts there, changing our relationship with the thoughts is a part of the journey, a very important part. But if they're absolutely terrified, that will not come down a gear. Now, we know that that would be the case. Why? We use exposures for OCD. Why? Because it's to show the person it's not as scary in reality. So we are going into the content of the thought. 2, what's the next part of that? Well, the next part is humans get things happen. People get COVID. People get cancer. What are you going to do with them when they do? Are you going to say, thoughts are thoughts, sit there, deep breaths and let the thoughts pass in? That ain't going to cut it. That ain't going to do anything. That person is going to be absolutely terrified. So we have to change their perspectives, show them where they're thinking irrationally, because fear is only fueled chronically in an anxiety format, as in anxiety disorders, only when the individual is holding a strong, irrational belief, fueling it, that's pumping that cycle away. So for myself, when I realized that, and that then became, I knew I had a path. I knew where I was going. I knew it wouldn't cut it. It wouldn't. I'd spent years replaying every moment, real events from the past, which I thought were terrifying and would ruin my whole life. I was replaying them every minute, every second of every day. Every experience, wherever I walked into a bar, I felt like the worst person in the world. When I went on holiday, I felt like I was the worst person in the world. It was completely latched. And I believed it. My brain would not release. I then gave up the compulsions, but the internal mental compulsions will not come down. This is again another common misconception that you can cut them out. They will not come down till the fear decreases. And there is so many parts of the OCD recovery journey where the OCD sufferer is left alone and hopeless because they then get scared they can't cut out the mental compulsion. They then are terrified, if I can't cut it out, I will be stuck forever. And because very, very, very few people understand it, they do not understand that you need to bring the fear down so the mental compulsion carries on automatically. So we have to concentrate on that. So I knew that the fear had to come down, but achieving it seemed like a mammoth task because I had never seen it being done properly in front of me or met another person who'd done it. So it felt so mammoth. But through the teachings of Albert Ellis, through the teachings of Marcus Aurelius, Seneca the Younger, specifically Epictetus and so on. You don't need to read their books in detail. Ellis covers the majority of it with reference points to them. But I had to understand what I was doing. I had to see a journey, a path, because without that, I couldn't see it. Didn't believe it. I didn't see how recovery was possible. I'd spent years reading a book that talked about relabeling and refocusing and rechanging my thoughts. Absolutely left me stuck for years, and it was pioneered as one of the main books for OCD, and I was thinking, how is this possible? It does not work. It works in certain situations with lighter OCD where the individual isn't chronically stuck in it. It works then. But I was reading that and watching videos and trying it from every angle to do it. Now, you could say I was over trying it. Well, I then spent a year not trying, leaving it there, doing some mindfulness a bit, living my life, bringing it for the ride as best I could. And it was just like that, pumping in the background all the time.